The question is of what is being said when you look at the end of things. We're always encouraged to look at the end of things. The end of things meaning in the hereafter, to look at the outcome of our actions. But the shaitan has a way when you are commanded, as we heard, say for example, you're commanded to go to the masjid for Salatul Fajr. And we talked about that before, but it's very important to know ourselves, and that's clearly in the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Don't look at yourself when you're still in bed. Don't look at yourself standing in the Saf in Salatul Fajr. This is maybe like mountains. For you to get to that level while you're sleeping, it is impossible. To yourself, it is. And shaitan makes it to you, there's no way, or even Qiyamul Layl or anything like this. To overcome this is that you do what you are required to do at that moment, and that moment only, which is in your capacity, which is easy. Make dhikr of Allah. Just say Alhamdulillah الذي أحيانا بعد ما أماتنا وإليه النشور. As the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, the 3 knots on the back of the person when he's asleep. If you make that dhikr, 1 knot is undone. Before you make that dhikr, you have 3 knots. So it's very heavy. So don't expect that you'll jump and go right away to the salah. This is how humans are. And then after that, you get up from the bed. You're able to sit. So sit. You're able to put your foot on the ground, do that. And then walk. Don't think of even the wudu yet. Just do what you can do now. In that path that you already know what you need to do. Then you you make wudu, and then you'll find things becoming easier, and then so on and so forth. And this is anything in our life. But the point of that there is sometimes arrogance that prevents us from this. The arrogance is, as you said, knowing that we know everything. That I know myself. Oh, this is so difficult. Why you say this is it might be difficult if it's not the command of Allah. If someone tell you, go carry these big stones from one place to the other, that's difficult. But if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told you to stay away from this haram, that means it's not difficult. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded you in something that is in your capacity. So the arrogance is, no, it's difficult. You know better than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even though a person would not say it in such a way, but to clean our hearts from this is that you are abd to Allah. You're a slave of Allah. You are so weak. So you only need to be busy with the first step. This is in your capacity. It's like when you have your child, you want him to do something big. You want him to be a doctor. You're not going to tell him you're going to be a doctor and go to medical school. You teach him today, we're going to take the ABCs. Right? To him, it's easy to do this. But if you tell him about the end of things, he might give up on you. So we are, as human beings, this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us. And that's the effect of the submission to Allah. The submission to Allah to that level, in that moment, this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from me. So therefore I would submit myself to Allah. And leave the next steps to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for oneself. So this is what is meant by the arrogance, is that we think that we know everything. We know ourselves, and people said, they talk about human personalities and they look in an arrogant way, and I think they know everything. The way that you need to be successful at this and that, and turning away from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about the human beings. And this is what needs to be done. Allah.